don't like this, Benny, but hey, you got to go with it.
Got to go with it.
Monday night, Cowboys at Buccaneers.
I
That
thought this would be your intriguing game.
is that what you thought?
If you had asked me to guess, I would have guessed this one.
Well, a bias plus score of 12.8 favors the Cowboys. It's we got what, one or two 12-point biases. I think it was the Bills and the Niners. So, I usually I look at the extremes, really, outsized favorite or, one that's really
I
close.
got you.
In your case, like I said, the reason, it turned on turnovers, that's small of a difference. And even though the win-loss record looks pretty significantly favoring, the Vikings. In this particular case, the Buccaneers just haven't gotten it done. I believe that, in the last few years, Brady needs Gronk to be Brady, and he don't have Gronk now, so he's not going to be Brady. The Buccaneers defense has been decent, not great, been decent. I mean, you can't, I'm not going to down them too much. I'm just looking at over the last 3 weeks where they kind of fell in, and I guess that's why I'm saying not great. 23.3 points per game allowed. First place for reference sake over the last 3 weeks has been Jacksonville at 7.3 points per game. So most of these other teams that are in the running, are less than 20 points per game. So for Tampa Bay to be giving up that many points doesn't bode well for them.
Right.
The question is, I guess everybody's questioning Dak and turnovers. Is Dak going to give up this game in turnover wise? And I still believe that, that the trend will continue. I don't think the Buccaneers are going to be outsized, all of a sudden play so great. But you never know. So I guess you're looking at the GOAT here. I don't know, Benny. You're looking at the GOAT.
Yeah,
The
well,
GOAT versus Dak. You know what the Eagles like to say? He's just not that good. That's what the Eagles like to say.
just not that
Man,
good.
they crack me. I like you. The Eagles focus more on the Cowboys than anybody I know focuses on any other team. Any fan of any team to focus on any other team. I can't think of any other,
What
like the
you mean?
Vikings. Do they focus on the Packers? All the Vikings fans go Packers, Packers, Packers all the time.
You're talking about the fans, right?
The fans, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I was talking to somebody who's not really that big into sports, and we're talking about rivalries, and I was talking about Sixers, Celtics, and all that stuff. And believe me, yeah, Cowboys, Eagles. When it comes to the fans, well, when it comes to the Eagles fans, I don't even think Cowboys fans care that much. Only
I'm
Cowboys
talking
fans
about Eagle fans, definitely.
right. Only Cowboy fans that live in Philadelphia are as obsessed with the Eagles as Eagle fans are obsessed with the Cowboys.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, yeah.
Assessment.
But anyway, speaking of the Cowboys who have to go on the road down here to Florida, they completely crapped the bed last week. And they crapped the bed against the Commanders.
Say it right, Benny.
The Commanders. And they looked really, really bad doing it. And most of the badness, if that's a word, is focused on Dak. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying about Dak. The Bucks were already locked into the 4 seed, but Brady and most of the starters still started the game anyway, but they didn't play long. Some played the first half. I think Brady was out of there after like a quarter or something. But needless to say, I'm sorry, they still got smacked around by the lowly Atlanta Falcons. So I don't know. The defense has not been as strong as they normally are. Brady hasn't looked as good as he normally has. I don't see that changing between last week or this past season and this week coming into the playoffs. Dak has been a liability throwing the ball away. Basically, the only way that I see the Cowboys not winning this game is if Dak implodes again. which could possibly happen, but I can't make my pick on possibilities. So I'm going to go with the bias one more time and take the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I understand that there's a big difference as far as how the Cowboys play on natural grass as opposed to turf.
Oh, okay.
I understand their turf play is great. They're home, they're in the dome. But when it comes to grass, I think they slow down or something happens, and then just not as effective. So
I have to go back and look at that.
yeah, that could add up to a little help for the Buccaneers. But then you've got Tom. I still think he's a bit of a statue. He gets rid of the ball and all of that. Great. He reads all of that. Tom's still Tom. But you got what's the DN for the Cowboys?
Oh, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, he's got to be biting at the bit.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. He would love to sack Brady a few times if he could.
He's probably salivating at the thought. You don't have to chase somebody around. Somebody's not going to be running away from him.
and a big part of the Buccaneers' problems all season long has been their offensive line.
Offensive line, you got to kind of keep that guy in mind, and when you're in your offensive plan, your blocking strategies and all of that, pretty much every time.
I remember something else. Yes, you want to put pressure on Brady. Yes, the key to beating them is keeping pressure on Brady. But most of all, people forget Brady is a master of work in the pocket. His footwork in the pocket is magnificent. Where you get him with pressure is up the middle. When you chase him, when you come at him up the middle with strong pressure up the middle, that's where he really gets rattled and gets off his square. He deals with good pressure from the outside because he can manipulate the pocket and he can step up and he get rid of the ball. Not saying good rushes from the outside won't give him problems. They will. But you have a better chance of really controlling him if you get that pressure up the middle. Whether the Cowboys can do that or not, I don't know. Now, I know they do move Parsons around a bit. This might be a game where you might want to play some games and move him around, stick him in at tackle, have him line up a linebacker and come like a blitzer. Different games like that. That could give Brady a lot of trouble too. Either way, I think the Cowboys win this game.
Yeah, I think they just ought to be able to handle this. And playoff Lenny hasn't really been doing a whole bunch.
Nah.
Not unless it wasn't playoff time, and
maybe he turns it on now, right?
He's like, I'm playoff Lenny, not regular season.
Yeah, I'm not regular season Lenny.
So, it says here, is grass really a Cowboys kryptonite? As after Jason Garrett pointed out how the Cowboys defense appeared to slow when on natural grass surfaces. Brett Coleman ran the numbers and concluded the Cowboys defense is second best in the NFL on turf at minus 0.149 expected points allowed, but only number 20th on grass at minus 0.7 points expected allowed. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. And I wasn't even thinking defense. I was thinking offense, but they're saying their defense slows down a little bit. So that is an issue. That is an issue there. And you're absolutely right about Tom Brady, as far as that middle is concerned, and can they get that push up the middle to really, push him off his square, so all right. But I don't think that all that being said, Dak's really going to have to screw up. He's going to have to throw 2 or 3 interceptions for the Buccaneers to win this game, I do believe. So hopefully, that won't happen. So I don't care if it does or not. I'm not a Cowboy or Bucks fan. Niners, baby. All right, Benny, what do we got after this? The Bias Plus Buster of the Week, your Washington. Come on, say it with me, Benny.
Washington Commanders, congratulations. And a job well done, I must say.